What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna show you a team that you could go for if you're gonna wildcard this week. I know most people probably used the wildcard last week before the double game week, or are planning to use it after 29. But if you haven't used it and you wanna kinda build up for blank game week 29, as well as having some strategy forwards, then this team might help you, definitely. So I'm personally going to use my wildcard after game week 29. I'm probably going to have, if I don't take any hits, I'm going to have 8 players in 29, which is not ideal. I might take a hit to get a 9th player, and then I'm probably going to use my wildcard either in game week 31 or after 33, which is another game week where Tottenham and City blanks. But let's get into the team. So in goal, I always have Martinez. If you watch my videos, I don't even have to explain why I have him. I love him as a keeper. The best keeper in FPL this year. Gets bonus points, gets save points all the time. Even when they don't keep a clean sheet, he usually gets save points. So he's just the best keeper, the value keeper for money. Edison probably keeps more clean sheets, but Martinez gets more points pretty much. For the defense, this is a little bit interesting, I would say. Diaz nailed on. He's the one City defender that seems to be playing every game. So if you are gonna use, which you should go for a City defender because he keeps so many clean sheets. You should probably go for Diaz because Stones is a little bit rotation risk now with Laporte back, and Cancelo, he's a little bit rotation as well risk, but also I mean, I guess that's it. It's a rotation risk because he has the potential to get attacking returns. But he doesn't get a lot of attacking returns, even though he has potential in the games. It seems like he could score in almost any game, and he could get an assist in almost any game, but he just doesn't. But I think if you want to have a nailed-on player that's going to play every game week, especially when they have double game weeks, it's going to be Diaz. And they have a double game week this week against United and Southampton. So if you want to have a player that's going to probably play both of those games, it's Diaz. And I really like him. I'm going to use him in my wildcard and my wildcard eventually. Then I have Rudiger. The reason I have Rudiger because he doesn't have a game in 29, but the reason why I have him is because Chelsea have pretty good fixtures now, and they are really good defensively. I think they have the best defensive stats in the league now, even better than City, since their new coach Tuchel, however you pronounce it, whenever he came in. So I do like Rudiger because he's a really cheap option, and he plays every minute in the league for Chelsea. Then you have Target. This one you could definitely go for someone else if you want. The reason why I went for Target is because of the game they have in game week 29. They have a game in 29, and also that there is a potential for them to have a double game week in 28, which we don't know yet. And if we find out that they're not gonna have it, you could definitely go for another player, like a West Ham player, for example, because they also have a game in 29. They could go for Cresswell if you have the cash for that, or even Koufal. If you don't have enough cash for Cresswell. But I do like Target if they are going to have a double game week. And he is attacking. Hopefully when Grealish comes back, he's going to get some more assists as well, because Grealish usually sets him up on the left side to get some assists. So we'll see about that, but I think he is a good option. Then the midfield. The midfield, I really like it. But there is one player that you might question, which is Fernandes. His fixtures are pretty difficult now. He blanks in 29. And he didn't score in double game week now, so I know people are frustrated with him. And you might want to go for Salah instead, which I don't blame you. Salah hasn't been in good form. He has had a potential to score. Last game against Sheffield United, he could have scored a lot of points, but he didn't. And Liverpool are a little bit shaky now. So you could go for Salah. I prefer Fernandes as a player. I think Fernandes is the better player of him and Salah. Salah just ends up scoring a lot of points every year, but I don't think he's in his prime anymore. But I think Fernandes is a good player to still have, even though he has a difficult fixture now and in the upcoming games, as well as a blank. He has the potential to score. And United, they haven't gotten many penalties recently, but you know that they can get a lot of penalties, and he usually scores all the penalties. So I think he's a good option, but you could definitely go for someone else if you don't want to go for Fernandes. You could also go for Bale maybe if you want to triple up even. We're going to get another Spurs player soon, but if you want to go for Bale and Son in the midfield. But then we have De Bruyne and Gundogan. You should triple up on City, especially now when they have a double game week. I think Gundogan, one of the best value players in the game right now, 6.2 million. He looks like he could score any game as well. De Bruyne seems nailed on after the fitness now. We'll see if he plays both games 90 minutes, but such a good player. The only thing about De Bruyne is that he doesn't seem to be able to score. Like, he creates so much, sets up his teammates for assists, but he just can't score. Like, I don't know what's happened. Like, last year he was so good at shooting, but hopefully he finds that form back, and then he will be a great asset again. I'm gonna get him in my team eventually when I wildcard. And then we have Son, who's finding some form back again now. He's playing against tonight against Fulham, I think. So we'll see if it does even if he continues his form then as well. But I think he's a good option because he has a game in 29 as well. And attack is going to be 3 players that have a game in 29, and it's in Kane, Antonio, and Lacazette. So first of all, Kane, great option, the best player to have in 29, I would say, and probably third as well. Spurs have some really good fixtures. They do blank in 33. So if you wildcard now, you have to keep that in mind, because with this team right now, you have 5 players that blank in 33 because City and Spurs don't play. So you could look to trade out one of these players or 2 of these players until 33 after 29, and then bring them back after again. But and then you can bench 3 of them. But just you keep that in mind. But Antonio, great player. If he keeps fit, I think he's one of the best striker options there is. I'm gonna try to get him back in my team as well. And then we have Lacazette. The reason why I went to Lacazette because Arsenal do have some pretty good fixtures coming up, and they do have a game in 29. Lacazette, with Arsenal maybe focusing on the Europa League, at least they did it recently, and people think they're probably gonna do it continuously. People are gonna rest some of the most important players like Aubameyang, Saka, the players that really performs. Lacazette has been good so far. He scores some goals, but it seems like he is one of the best options for the league games right now, at least. And when Aubameyang is rested, he is on penalties as well. So I think, like I said, is a good player. I might bring him in for 29 and then wildcard him out later. But I think for 29, he might be a good option because there's so few games, and I think Arsenal definitely could have a good game though. The bench then. I'm going for cheap players, because this team is quite expensive. Forster in goal, second goalkeeper that actually seems to be playing right now. We'll see if he continues to play, but they played the last game. 4 million. I mean, if you want to have a goalkeeper for 3.9 million or 3.8 if there is any even, if there is one, I don't know. But if you want to have a even cheaper, just the same money, go for it. But if you can have a goalkeeper for 4 million that is going to play, I'm not sure if he is going to play continuously, but if he is, then, I mean, that's amazing. So Forster, the backup goalkeeper. Then I went for Dunk, because they have a good, they have a fixture in 29, and I like Brighton. They haven't been too great solid defensively the last couple of games, but before that they were amazing, so he could still be a good option. You could also go for a cheaper option at Brighton if you don't have enough cash. And then we have Struijk and Rafinha. So Rafinha, I do think you should have a Leeds player. You could go for Bamford, of course, as well. But I do prefer Rafinha over Bamford. I think he is the better player, of course, and he creates so much, and their underlying stats are almost identical. It's just that Bamford has the penalties now, it seems like. So that is an upside, but I think Rafinha is a great player, and he's so cheap, so I think you should have him. And then I went to Struijk, because he's one of the cheapest defenders, and he seems to be playing. And he has a game in 29. So this is a good team. So I think, I think it's like 9 or 10 players in here now that has a game in 29. So with your upcoming transfers in 28 and for 29, you could of course bring one of these, another player in. You could, for example, switch out Fernandes for Bale, for example. I think that would be a waste to bring in Fernandes in a wildcard now when they bring him out again. They should probably go for just Bale now in that case. But you could do some transfer to get a full 11 if you want. I think 10 players is good enough. Most people are not going to have 10 players, but most people are probably going to have 8, maybe 9. So that is good. But then in the future, after that, until the game in 33, you have to keep in mind that Tottenham and City doesn't play in 33. But yeah, this is the team. And for this game week, I will captain De Bruyne because of the double game week. And I think he has maybe the most upside out of these players. And Gundogan Wildcard. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And good luck this game week.